G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome to the vlog. I'm just sitting here in Gilligan. It's the night before I'm about to cross Lake Alexandrina from Narrung jetty back to Wellington, or maybe at least Brinkley Station. I wouldn't mind just getting to Brinkley Station and seeing if I can find somewhere to pull up there for a day or two. So I explained to you in one of the earlier videos that I'm not going across to Goa. Weather's not going to be quite good enough for this 2 weeks holiday I'm on, so I don't want to get stuck over there. So been sitting here waiting for the weather to be right. Tomorrow looks perfect. Only up about 8 or 9 km/h winds and slightly northerly, which I'm going to be going into, but we shouldn't notice them much. And when they say 9 or 10, that's usually in the afternoon, so hopefully I'm going to be pretty well over there by 11-12 o'clock. So it should be a nice day. I'm going to do a few things tonight, make sure my fuel's topped up, make sure my batteries are all charged up, make sure the motor's going, and get ready for an early start. I wouldn't mind getting away from here about 6 o'clock, although there's not much lighting, so it's a bit hard, a bit different to Menengi where I could see the lights on the shore, street lights and stuff, and out on the new jetty you can see the lights there. But here there's not a real lot. There is a marker out there that I can sort of see in the distance through my window. It's probably about 1 kilometre away, so that will probably make it a little bit easier for me. So in the dark, shoot towards that one. I don't want to get quite as far as that marker. I want to leave that to my left, because that's sort of the marker that people use if they're coming from Goa, but we're across a bit. So but I can use that as a marker to get me started, and I'll keep that to my left, and then once I get past that we should have a bit of daylight, and hopefully I can start seeing the other markers then. But I think I've worked out pretty much how to get there, so wish me luck. Now we should be okay, and I'll see you first thing in the morning. Well, we're off again. 6:25 in the morning, and not too bad a day. Supposed to only be getting up to about 11 km/h winds, but it is going to be a slight northeasterly, so we're going to be going into it a bit again, but not as windy as the other day. A few little chops out there, but pretty good. So I see a navigation light out there somewhere, so I'm just sort of heading out to that one, and I'll keep just below it if I find it again. They only flash about every 20 seconds, and so I think we're on the right thing, the right course, and we're about, it's about 5 feet here, so I might just keep away. We've got the lighthouse out there to our right. That's making it look a bit brighter than it is, but I can see a bit now. I'm not completely in the dark, so going good so far. Sun just starting to come up. Poltiac station to the right. I think that's what it's called. I usually call it Poltiac, but I think it's Poltiac. So we'll follow around, we'll head towards the sun for a while. We're probably about 400 metres off the bank, just following it up around. Depth is about 7 feet here, and then when we get up probably about another hour and a half's time, we'll veer across out to the left and head to Pomania Island. But we can stick pretty close to the bank for the next hour and a half, 2 hours. Still got that northerly wind, but it's not too bad, not as bad as the other day. But from what I saw on the app, the wind's supposed to even die down a bit more at about 9-10 o'clock, so we should be fine. And the same as the other day, I'm thinking once we start getting up near Pomania Island, that should be cutting out a bit of the wind. But beautiful morning, beautiful sunrise. So about 1 hour and 3/4 into the journey, you can see Pomania Island pretty clearly there. Well, I can, I don't know if you guys can through the camera. Over to the left there's another bunch of trees which actually looks like an island, but it's not. So if you weren't too careful, I could see a lot of people heading towards that island. Well, not, it's not actually an island, it's just pokes out a bit off the into the lake a bit. I've forgotten what the name of the farm is, but yeah, you could quite easily get it mixed up. So there's Pomania Island. It's got an old house on the side there. Straight ahead is Wellington Lodge. The lake's calmed down a little bit. Now we're getting a bit closer to the land. Still got that bit of a northerly, northeasterly. Should calm right down once we get up near Wellington Lodge. So just coming up to Wellington Lodge, over on the right there. So we're going to try and head all the way to Wellington. A bit of a westerly coming in tomorrow and a bit of rain. So parked at Welly down the bottom of the pub, we should be protected a fair bit. So probably got another 2.5 hours to get to Wellington. So we have now got the channel markers leading us into the river. And I think you can see the triangle one over to the right there. A couple more straight ahead. Over to the right we've got Jockwalla Station. So that sun's come out now, probably about 2.5 hours from getting into the main river. But we've got all the fishing nets now, so we've got to dodge them. Got one over to the left, about 3 or 4 over to the right, and it's a little bit hard seeing them with the reflection of the sun, but we'll putt along through, hopefully we miss them all. And here we have it, the start of the mighty Murray River. Well, the main part of the river anyway, just going out of Lake Alexandrina. So we've done the crossing and I'm very, very happy. A lot of people said it couldn't be done in a caravan, but we did it in a caravan. So yes, one very happy bloke here, and no real problems with the crossing at all. Obviously a little bit nervous that things could go wrong, but I did a fair bit of homework about the trip. Did a lot of practice runs in Gilligan before attempting the lake, so I don't think I just went in with a blind eye. We worked out as much things as I could and safety things, so got the dinghy behind and I've got a kayak, so had plenty of options for safety. And look at the river, it's looking beautiful, it's smoothed right out, and I can't wait now to continue on up the river and continue this adventure. And I hope a few of you guys can come along for the ride. Got Brinkley Station over there, a bit covered with willows, but nice old building. And since we've got into the river, it's just glassed off. Absolutely beautiful. Check that out. There's the first river marker. 72 kilometres from the mouth of the Murray. Too sure if you can see it up on top of the hill, but that's the ruins of the old Mason house. And here we are, just coming into Wellington. Got the ferry just landing on the right hand side. I know you can see the pub up there, it's just the other side of the ferry. It's got the bright sunshades, blue and gold I think. I don't know, I'm colourblind, but that's what it looks like to me. And we're going to pull in just in front of there. Got the pub straight behind the ferry. Wellington Courthouse over there. And we've nearly come to the end of our journey for this section of the trip. Beautiful day. So we're all showered up now and nice and fresh, sitting here at the Welly pub, and I'm going to go for a bit of a walk around Welly, show you what's here, and we might go for a trip across the ferry and just have a bit of a look around. Rough guess, there's probably about 300 people live in Wellington. Got the good pub there, got accommodation, and the river just over there. And that's looking back towards Murray Bridge Way. This road will take you back to Murray Bridge. It's got a caravan park. Nice caravan park there. And we'll head down this way to Wellington Courthouse, which is actually up for sale at the moment. And we'll then go to the ferry. So here we are at the Wellington Courthouse, which is up for sale at the moment. It's all closed, which is a bit of a shame. I think you can get it for about $1 million, but it's got a little museum in there, which obviously is all closed at the moment, which would have been good to have a look at. When it was open, it had a cafe, bar and rooms. So these are all rooms you can rent, and they were recently all done up, so it's a fairly nice place to go, and well, it used to be a nice place to go and stay, and looking out across the river. So here's a bit of history about Wellington. Again, I'll let you guys pause it and have a read if you're interested, and the ferries. But from what I've been reading, this was the first crossing across the River Murray back in about 1838, I think it was, to 1841. There was a crossing here, or a punt, and then I think it was about 1848 by memory when the government took over and put in their own ferry. But this was the main route going from Adelaide, especially when the gold rush was on. They'd come from Adelaide, and this was the crossing they'd go across to get over to Victoria. And just in case you're interested in buying the place, there you go, that's who you go and see. And that's a bit of a look at the courtyard that's inside. It's got an open courtyard right in the middle, and yeah, great old building. Sorry, this section got a little bit windy, so this is just one of the original ferries. Still parts of it standing there. And then I think we turn up and check out a couple of these old windmills, which are on the eastern side of the ferry at Wellington. Here we are, guys. We're at Wellington, all tied up. Going to stay here for a couple of days. It's coming in windy and wet tomorrow. It's going to be a westerly, so that's coming from that way, so I'm going to be nice and protected here. It's not far from home, so I can shoot home. The sun will pick me up and I can catch up with a few things. But yeah, thanks for coming along for the trip. We head on up the river from here on in. So, got to admit, I'm a little bit relaxed now. It's is a bit of a challenge crossing both those lakes, but I'm glad I did it. Who would have thought someone would have crossed Lake Albert and Lake Alexandrina in a bloody caravan? So I'm going to sit down and relax for a while now, have a think about everything. I've got the hard part done, and we're going to start cruising. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe so you can follow. If you've got any friends that might be interested, let them know. Press the thumbs up button. That always helps on YouTube. It gets it up to higher in the search engine. Even though my channel is pretty small, it still helps. So if you could do that, that would be fantastic. Oh, and by the way, if anyone's got any questions, leave a question in the comment section. Leave a comment. Tell me if you like the videos. If you don't like the videos, things I could do better, just let me know, and I'll reply to them all. So that would be great if a few of you could do that, and we'll catch you in the next video next week.